In this video, you will learn how to solve different math problems to prepare for the ASVAB test. Which of these fractions is the largest? So we're given here 4 fractions and we need to determine the largest of them. So we have 7/8, 3/8, 2/5, and 1/4. Actually, we can find the answer to this by simply dividing the numerator of each fraction by its denominator and arriving at a percent. However, to be sure of accuracy, then we can use the calculator, but this is not allowed during the ASVAB test. So all we have to do here is we find the LCD, or the lowest common denominator of all of the 4 fractions. Lowest common denominator means the smallest number that could divide the denominators. So the denominators here are 8, 5, and 4. So what is the smallest number that could divide 8, 5, and 4? In this case, the lowest denominator or number is 40. So we have 7/8, 3/8, 2/5, and 1/4. So the first fraction, we multiply this by 5, both the numerator and denominator, to make the denominator equal to 40. So this is 35 over 40, and as well as 3/8. So this is 15 over 40. And this one, we can multiply this by 8 over 8. So this is 16 over 40. And this one, we can multiply this by 10 over 10. So this is 10 over 40. Now all of the fractions have the same denominator, which is 40. And now we can determine which of these fractions is the largest. So the one with the largest numerator is the largest of the fraction, which is this one. Therefore, the largest is 7 over 8. Solve the system of equations for x. So we're given here 2 equations, 2x plus y equals 6 and x minus y equals 9. So we solve for the system of equations and we solve for the value of x. So how do we do that? We can actually use 2 methods, which is the elimination, and the other one is substitution. So in elimination, we eliminate one of the 2 variables for the given 2 equations. So in this case, we have 2 unknown variables, which are x and y. So we can eliminate either x or y depending on what the problem is asking for. And substitution, we can rewrite one of the equations in terms of one variable and then substitute it to the other equation. Now, the easiest way to solve the system of equation here, we can use elimination. We can eliminate y here by adding the 2 equations. So let's add these 2 equations. So that would become 2x plus x. So 2x plus x plus y plus negative y, that would become minus y equals 6 plus 9. And then y here cancels out because y minus y is equal to 0. Then we have 2x plus x, which is just equal to 3x, equals 6 plus 9, that is 15. Then we divide both sides by 3 to eliminate 3 on the left. Then we get the value of x, which is 15 over 3, which is just equal to 5. So the answer here is x equals 5, this one. By the way, we eliminated y because we are only asked to solve for x. But y here is the easiest to eliminate. In cases where you are also asked to solve for the value of y, after solving for the value of x, you can substitute x to either of the two equations to solve for y. A pizza maker has y pounds of flour to make pizzas. After he has used 60 pounds of flour, how much flour is left? The expression that correctly represents the quantity of flour left is. So let's analyze this problem here. So in this problem, y represents how much flour the pizza maker had to begin with. Then he used 60 pounds of flour, so that means he takes away 60 pounds of flour. Now to find out how much is left, you need to subtract. You just need to subtract 60 pounds from the total he had to start with, which is y. So that would be y minus 60. And then you can solve for the amount of flour left. So that would be y minus 60. So this is the answer here. If x equals 12, what is the value of p in this equation? So we're given this equation here, p equals x squared over 6 minus 4. So we know the value of x is 12, or x is equal to 12. Therefore, we can just plug in x to this equation to solve for the value of p. So let's do that. So p equals x squared, so that would be 12 squared over 6 minus 4. And 12 squared is just equal to 144 divided by 6 minus 4. Okay, 144 divided by 6, that is equal to 24. And 24 minus 4, this is just equal to 20. Therefore, the value of p is 20. If x equals negative 2 and y equals 4, find the value of x times x plus 3 minus 2y squared. So we're given here this expression and the value of each of the variables x and y. So all we have to do is we plug in the values of x and y to the given expression. So we have this expression, x times x plus 3 minus 2y squared. So we plug in the values of x and y to the given expression. So that would be negative 2 times negative 2 plus 3 minus 2. Y is 4, so that is 4 squared. Then we simplify. Negative 2 plus 3 is negative 1, so this would become negative 2 times negative 1 minus 2. 4 squared is 16, so 2 times 16. And then negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2 minus 2 times 6. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be positive because negative 2 plus 3, 3 is larger and is positive, so that would be positive 1. So negative 2 times 1, this is negative. Then 2 times 16 is 32. Then we have negative 2 minus 32, which is just equal to negative 2, plus negative 32, which is just equal to negative 34. So the answer here is negative 34. So the value of this expression with x equals negative 2 and y equals 4 is equal to negative 34. What is 4.7 times 5 cubed? So remember to follow PEMDAS. Here, the order of operations. So we solve for the exponent first. So that is 4.7 times 5 cubed can be written as 5 times 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. And 25 times 5 is 125. So this is just 4.7 times 125, and this is just equal to 587.5. So the answer is this one. The sixth root of 64 is, okay, how do we find or solve for the sixth root of 64? So we can write this in this form. So sixth root of 64. So the sixth root of a number refers to finding the number which, when raised to the power of 6, equals the given number. So in this case, you're looking for a number that, when raised to the power of 6, equals 64. So let's say x is the number, so x to the 6 should be equal to 64. So let's write 64 in this form so we can solve for x. 64, the factors of 64, the smallest factor, or second to the smallest factor, is 2. So we can multiply 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16 times 2, 32 times 2, this is 64. So how many 2's are here? So we have 6 2's, so we can write 64 as 2 to the 6. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 2, or the sixth root of 64 is 2. The answer here is this one.